Tourist PASMO or Welcome Suica. Do not choose by the logo. Choose by your first route. Choose by the name and you can charge a card, then still need a separate ticket just to leave the airport. So before you compare names, ask one thing. What is my first actual route after landing? That question answers almost everything. So this is not just PASMO versus Suica. It is about why travelers make mistakes with IC cards in Japan. They compare logos before they understand the route. Use 3 quick checks before you buy anything. 1. What is my first route after landing? Not the whole trip, just the first ride out of the airport. 2. Is my phone already ready for mobile IC? If mobile IC already works on your device and your payment method is reliable, it may be the fastest option. 3. Is this first ride ordinary or special? Hold on to that one. It catches many confident travelers later. Here is the only IC card fact you need for this decision. An IC card is excellent for ordinary movement, local trains, subways, buses, shops, and vending machines, but it does not automatically cover express fees, reserved seats, airport train conditions, or the Shinkansen. That is why the decision needs an order. Route first, card second. Let us make that concrete, starting with Tokyo. For many short-term visitors, that means Haneda Airport or Narita Airport. This is where the Welcome Suica versus Tourist PASMO question feels biggest. At Haneda, read your route first. If your first route takes you toward the Keikyu side, Tourist PASMO may be easy to find. If you head out on the Tokyo Monorail side or a JR East sales point, Welcome Suica may be easy. If your phone is already ready, mobile IC may be fastest. At Narita, use the same logic. On the Keisei route, Tourist PASMO may be nearby. On the JR route, Welcome Suica may be nearby. And if you take the Skyliner or the Narita Express, check whether you need a separate ticket on top of your card. That is not the IC card failing. That is how the ticket condition works. The mistake is not PASMO instead of Suica. The mistake is choosing before you know your route. So what are these cards? Really, Tourist PASMO is a visitor version of PASMO. It is strongly associated with the Tokyo area, especially private railways, subways, and buses. If the PASMO sales point is naturally on your route, it can make sense. Welcome Suica is the visitor version of Suica. It is associated with JR East and major rail services around Tokyo. If your route naturally goes through JR East stations or JR East services, it can make sense. But name recognition is not convenience. For many short Tokyo trips, both cards can work. The better question is which one makes your first route easier. Mobile IC is the third Tokyo option. With a compatible iPhone or Apple Watch, it can reduce the need to find a physical card. If it is already working smoothly, it may be the easiest choice. But mobile is not automatically better for everyone. If your payment card fails, your battery dies, you travel with children, or you want a backup, a physical card can feel safer. Now at Kansai Airport. This is where many Tokyo-based advice videos quietly fail. If you land at Kansai International, do not start by asking where to buy Welcome Suica or Tourist PASMO. That is the wrong first question. Ask instead, what is my first route from Kansai? JR toward Osaka or Kyoto? Nankai toward Namba? An airport bus? Or is a paper or reserved ticket simpler for the first ride? For many travelers here, ICOCA is the physical card to know. ICOCA is tied to JR West and the Kansai area. It works on many ordinary trains, buses, station shops, and places that accept compatible IC payment. There is also Kansai One Pass, a visitor card for Kansai, but sales are being phased out as stock runs out, so it is getting harder to find. If you happen to see it, it can be useful. Just do not build your arrival plan around hunting for it. And notice what happened at Kansai. Your first ride may be JR Nankai, an airport bus, or a limited express with its own ticket. That is check 3 again, ordinary or special. The card is useful, but the route decides what you actually need. Buying ICOCA in Kansai does not trap you in Kansai. Major IC cards in Japan are widely interoperable for many ordinary trips, but interoperability is not perfect everywhere, especially on local lines, rural buses, mountain routes, or special tickets. What about other airports like Chiyobu, Fukuoka, or New Chitose? Do not memorize another list of card names. Use the same 3 checks: first route, phone ready, ordinary ride, or special ride. If a local IC option is easy, use it. If a paper ticket is simpler, use that. The point is not to copy a Tokyo answer everywhere. The traveler's logic never changes. Follow the first route. Now, 2 traps about money and time. First, the use period. Tourist PASMO and physical welcome Suica are both valid for 28 days from the date of purchase. Here is the detail many travelers miss. The clock starts when you buy the card, not when you first tap it. So buying a visitor card days before you need it can quietly waste part of that window. Second, the balance. Use period and balance are not the same thing. A card can still look fine and still have money on it, but once the use period ends, that visitor card has already finished its job. So do not overload it at the start. A few thousand yen is enough for many visitors. Add more later if you need it. Near the end of your trip, spend the balance down at convenience stores, vending machines, or lockers that take IC payment. Do not count on getting the balance back. Money left on the card is money left behind. Now back to check 3, the one I told you to hold on to. Is your next ride ordinary or special? This is where even experienced travelers get caught. IC cards are perfect for everyday movement. Local trains, subways, buses, a quick tap and you are through. But some rides play by different rules. Limited express trains, reserved seats, green cars, the Shinkansen, and some airport trains can need an extra ticket or a reservation. The card that worked all morning may not cover your afternoon Shinkansen seat. So remember the line from the start. An IC card is a payment layer, not a permission slip for every train in Japan. The card name never warned you about the use period. The card name never warned you about the extra ticket. The conditions did. So here is the recommendation. At Haneda or Narita, Tourist PASMO, Welcome, Suica, or Mobile IC can all be reasonable if they fit your first route. At Kansai, think first about ICOCA, Mobile IC, or the ticket that fits your first ride. Anywhere else, do not panic. Use the same 3 checks: first route, phone readiness, ordinary ride, or special ride. This is not about finding the single perfect IC card. Japan's system is too layered for that. Tourist PASMO is useful. Welcome Suica is useful. ICOCA is useful. Mobile IC can be useful. But none of them is the answer before you know your first route. The card is not the plan. The route is the plan. If this kind of calm, practical explanation helps you feel ready for Japan, you can follow Hiro Explains Japan wherever you listen or watch. The logic is usually simpler once someone explains the order. Here is a question for you. Which part of Japan's IC card system feels most confusing? Choosing the card, charging the card, or knowing when the card is not enough? The next episode connects directly to this. Another everyday Japan travel situation that feels complex until you see the logic behind it. For now, remember this. Do not chase the perfect card. Follow your first route. 日本からヒロがお届けしました。またお会いしましょう。